Xo'p, bugungi darsimizda Cambridge 14 test 2 analizini davom ettiramiz. Bu listening test deydi va section 3 dan boshlaymiz. Section 3 bilan davom ettiramiz. Questions 21 to 24 ABC multiple choice savollar ekan. Holy mammoths on St. Paul Islanddagi mamutlar haqida gaplashar ekanmiz. How will Rosie and Martin introduce your presentation? Qanaqa qilib ular prezentatsiyani introduce qilishar ekan? Withdrawing of holy mammoths in their natural habitat. Demak, natural habitatdagi drawing bilan yoki timeline showing when the holy mammoths live, timeline ni ko'rsatish bilan yoki video clip bilan ko'rishar ekan. What was surprising about the mammoth's tooth found by Russell Graham? Russell Graham bilan tomonidan topilgan mamutni tishida nima surprising bo'lgan? Surprising otda nima ularni qiziqtirib qo'ygan? Still embedded in the mammoth jawbone, demak, mamutni jag suyagida qotib qolgan ekan, turgan ekan. Unknown species ekan, biza bilmaydigan turdan ekan. Not as old as remains of elsewhere, demak, boshqalardagidek qarimas ekan, eskimas ekan. The students will use an animated diagram demonstrate how the Xo'p, animated diagrammani nima uchun demonstratsiya qilishda foydalanar ekan? Became isolated online, qanaqa qilib islandda you're living? What? Charchadim. Wow. Cool. Become isolated on the island, demak, bu orolda qanaqa qilib izolyatsiya bo'lib qolganini ko'rsatish uchun spread from the island to other areas. Demak, oroldan boshqa joylarga ko'chganligini, coexist with other animals. Bye bye, see you next life. Coexisted with other animals. Boshqa animallar bilan qanaqa qilib coexist qilganligini ko'rsatish uchun animated diagram ishlatishar ekan. According to Martin, what is unusual about the date of the mammoth extinction? Xo'p, on island, demak, bu oroldagi mamutlarni yo'q bo'lib ketishini date haqida nima unusual, nima bu qismda noodatiy. How exact it is, how exact degani aniq bo'lganda, how early it is, nimaga uncha tez yo'qolib ketgan, how was it established, qanaqa qilib topilgan, bu ma'lumotdagi haqida topamiz, ko'ramiz, eshitamiz va javoblarni topamiz. Ketdik.
Section 3. You will hear two urban planning students called Carla and Rob discussing their presentation on cities built by the sea. Section 3. You will hear two environmental science students called Road to 24.
Ketdik.
So, Rosie and Martin, let's look at what you've got for your presentation on woolly mammoths.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a short outline here.
Thanks. So, it's about a research project in North America.
Yes, but we thought we needed something general about woolly mammoths in our introduction.
Woolly
To
mammoths.
establish that they were related to our modern elephant, and they lived thousands of years ago in the last ice age.
Maybe we could show a video clip of a cartoon about mammoths, but that'd be a bit childish. Or we could have a diagram. It could be a timeline to show when they lived, with illustrations.
Or we could just show a drawing of them walking in the ice. No, let's go with your last suggestion.
Good.
Xo'p, dedi, nima qilamiz dedi, mana outline'imizda nima qilib boshlashimiz mumkin? Video klip ko'rsatamiz, animated qilib, yo bu juda ham deska bo'lib ketadi dedi, kerak emas bizga dedi. Timeline diagramma ko'rsatamiz, timeline o'sha mamutda qachon yashagani bo'yicha timeline dedi yoki Martin aytdi, yoki biz drawing ko'rsatishimiz mumkin, walking around dedi. Mayli, sani oxirgi suggestioning normalniroq chiqdi, o'shani olganimiz tinchroq dedi mana. Xo'p. Maybe we could show a clip of cartoon about mammoths, that would be childish, shuning uchun ham chiqib ketdi. We could have a diagram, it could be timeline to show when they had lived and why with illustrations. Or we could just show a drawing of them walking. No, let's go with your last suggestion bo'lgani uchun ham A bilan C ni chiqarib tashladik.
Then you're describing the discovery of the mammoth tooth on St. Paul's Island in Alaska and why it was significant.
Yes, the tooth was found by a man called Russell Graham. He picked it up from under a rock in a cave. He knew it was special. For a start, it was in really good condition, as if it had been just extracted from the animal's jawbone. Anyway, they found it was 6,500 years old.
So why was that significant?
Well, the mammoth bones previously found on the North American mainland were much less recent than that, so this was really amazing.
Then we're making an animated
Xo'p, nima bo'ldi? yaxshi conditionda edi. Hozirgina javobni ekstrakt qilganda yo embed bo'lmaganda javobni turmagan. Javobni ekstrakt qilinganda yangi bo'lgan. 6500 years old dedi. Nima uchun bu 6500 years old bu muhim deyapsa, boshqalar yaqindagi joylarda bu juda ham qariroq edi bundan dedi. Xo'p, nimaga? What was the significant? Well, Mamos phones mana. While the tooth was found this, he picked it up from the under rock, knew it was special from the start, it was really good condition. As if degani dick. It had been just extracted from animal jawbone, age ketdi. Anyway, they found it was 6500 years old. Why was it significant? Unknown species haqida umuman gapirgani yo'q. The mammoth bones previously found on North America mainland were much less recent than that. Demak, undan yoshroq bo'lgan ekan, boshqa topilganlari bu eskiroq bo'lgan ekan. Shuning uchun ham seni oldik.
Diagram to show the geography of the area in prehistoric times. So, originally, St. Paul's Island wasn't an island. It was connected to the mainland, and mammoths and other animals, like bears, were able to roam around the whole area.
Then the climate warmed up and the sea level began to rise, and the island got cut off from the mainland. So those mammoths on the island couldn't escape. They had to stay on the island.
And in fact, the species survived there for thousands of years after they'd become extinct on the mainland.
So, why do you think they died out on them?
O'z ko'rganingizdek, nima bo'ldi? Oldin St. Paul Island bo'lmagan, birlashgan bo'lgan. Boshqa hayvonlar, bearlar bilan, berdida oyoqlar bilan birgalikda bemalol whole areada bo'lgan edi, yuravergan edi, maza qilib yurgan edi. Coexistnikiga bo'lgan edi. Keyin edi global warming boshlanib, island cut off bo'lgan edi, o'sha became isolated bo'lgan edi. Qisqasi. Wasn't island, it was connected to the mainland. The mammoths and other animals like bears were able to roam around the whole area. The climate warmed up, sea level began to rise, island got cut off from the mainland. Those mammoths on the island couldn't escape. They had to stay on the island. Demak, qochib ketolmagan, o'shda yashagan, had to stay isolated bo'lib. Bo'lish uchun javob.
Mainland.
No one's sure.
Anyway, next we'll explain how Graham and his team identified the date when the mammoths became extinct on the island. They concluded that the extinction happened 5,600 years ago, which is a very precise time for a prehistoric extinction. It's based on samples they took from mud at the bottom of a lake on the island. They analysed it to find out what had fallen in over time. Bits of plants, volcanic ash, and even DNA from the mammoths themselves. It's standard procedure, but it took nearly 2 years to do.
O'z ko'rganingizdek, unusual bo'lgan sababi juda ham tochni bo'lganda, juda ham tochniga vaqt berib qo'yishibdi. Next they will explain Graham identified date when the mammoths became extinct. They conclude that the extinction happened at 5,600 years ago, which is a very precise time for a pre-time extinction. Prehistoric extinction shuning uchun ham bo'ldi. At the standard procedure dedi mana. Standard procedure, standartniy protsedura, demak bu unusual emas. How early bo'lmagan bu. How early haqida umuman gap bo'lgani yo'q. Shuning uchun ham 24 ni A qilib oldik. Baraka top ko'rlar. Keyingiga o'tamiz. Wow. Hop, introduction nima qilar ekan? Discovery mammoths nima qilar ekan? Initial questions. Further research, findings and possible explanation, relevance to present day. Interactive roq qilinglar. Visual input kamaytiringlar. Personal opinion qo'shinglar. Contact one of the researchers ni contact qilinglar. Detailed note qilinglar. Find information online qilinglar. Check timing qilinglar. Organize content more clear qilinglar. To'g'ri отчётga qilib ana qilinglar. Organizatsiya qilinglar, to'g'rilab chiqinglar degan gap bor ekan, topamiz.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30.
You have time. Look. You have time. I'll give you time.
Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
So, why don't you quickly go through the main sections of your presentation and discuss what actions needed for each part?
Okay. So, for the introduction, we're using a visual. So once we've prepared that, we're done.
I'm not sure. I think we need to write down all the ideas we want to include here, not just rely on memory. How we begin the presentation is so important.
You're right.
The discovery of the mammoth tooth is probably...
Write down everything dedi, rely on memory bo'lmaydi, hozir xotirangga aqlolmaysan, ishonolmaysan, detail qilib yozib qo'y dedi. So, we're using visual dedi, that's it dedi. Bo'ldi dedi. Visualni ishlatamiz, bo'ldi, shu bilan tamom dedi. Ko'pchilik odam visualga qaraydi, wow, visual deydi, men bini billab qo'yadi, lekin bunchalik oson qilmaydi-da. O'zing ham o'ylab ko'ringlar, yechib o'ylab ko'ringlar. Bunaqa oson qilganda hamma qirqib olgan bo'lardi, realni. Yozib qo'yibdi, we're using visual. Reducing degan haqida umuman ma'lumot yo'q-da. Keyword o'zlaring ko'rganda circle qilib qo'yganman. Keywordlarni circle qilib qo'yganman. Reduce degani keyword dedi. Demak, kamaytirish kerak degan narsa keyword. Yo'q dedi, I'm not sure dedi. I think we need to write down all the ideas we want to include there. Yozib qo'yishimiz kerak, chunki memoryga rely on qilolmaysan dedi. Presentationni boshlash muhim dedi. Shuning uchun ham make detailed note qilishimiz kerak dedi. O'sha uchun ham i'ni belgilab qo'ydim.
The most dramatic part, but we don't have that much information. Only what we got from the online article. I thought maybe we could get in touch with the researcher who led the team and ask him to tell us a bit more.
Great idea. What about the section with the initial...
Qisqasi, yetarlicha informatsiyamiz yo'q dedi, onlayn olganlarimiz yetmaydi dedi. Ko'pchilik odam onlayn yopishi mumkin. Onlayn degan gapni eshitgandan keyin o'sha uchun underline qilib qo'ydim. Lekin o'sha researcherda bilan birortasi bilan get in touch qilaylik dedi. Get in touch degan kontaktning sinonimi. O'sha ma'lumot olsak bo'ladi dedi. It was great idea dedi keyin. Mana discovery of mammoth is probably the most dramatic part, but we don't have much information and only we have got from online article. So maybe we could get in touch with the researcher and ask him tell about it more. O'sha javob bo'ladi. 26 javob bo'ladi bu yerda. 26 ga javob D bo'ladi, shuning uchun.
Questions asked by the researchers. We've got a lot on that, but we need to make it interesting.
We could ask the audience to suggest some questions about it, and then see how many of them we can answer. I don't think it would take too long.
Yes, that would add a bit of variety.
Add a bit of variety dedi. Qisqasi informatsiyamiz ko'p dedi, lekin nima qilsak bo'ladi dedi, bolalardan savol so'rasak bo'ladi dedi. Ko'ramiz, savollarga javob bergancha qo'ldan kelgancha javob beramiz, ko'p vaqtimiz kerak dedi. Yaxshi dedi, bu ham bo'ladi dedi. Yaxshi idea dedi. Mana initial questions with research, we've got a lot about we need to make it more interesting dedi. We could ask the audience to suggest questions about it and answer them. Then see how many of them can we answer. That doesn't take too long. I don't think it would take too long. Yes, that would add a bit of variety. Demak, shunda o'sha variety qo'shgan bo'ladi. Shu qilinglar, yaxshi bo'ladi dedi o'qituvchisi. Shuning uchun ham ayni oldik. Interaktiv bo'lgani, demak interaktiv degani o'sha ikki tomon ham gaplashib, bir-biri bilan muhokama qilib, qatnashib, bir narsalar qiladi qisqasi.
Then the section on further research carried out on the island, analysing the mud in the lake. I wonder if we've actually got too much information here. Should we cut some?
I don't think so, but it's all a bit muddled at present.
Yes, maybe it would be better if it followed a chronological pattern.
I think so.
Chronological pattern dedi. Nima dedi? Xo'p, research dedi. Nima u informatsiyalar dedi, muddled dedi. Chalkashib ketgan bir-biri bilan dedi. To'g'ri dedi. Qat qilib tashlashimiz kerakmi? Olib tashlaymizmi dedi. Qat qilish degan ota reduce'ga ko'pchilik sakrashi mumkin, yopishi mumkin, B bo'ladi bu deb. Unaqa bo'lmaydi bolalar. Nima qilish kerak? Chronological order bilan to'g'rilab organizatsiya qilib qo'ysang normalniy bo'ladi dedi. Mayli, men ham roziman dedi o'shanga. Mana mana carried research analyzing the mud in the lake. I wonder we have actually too much information. Should we cut some? I don't think so, but muddled at the present. Maybe it would be better if we follow chronological order. I think so. Demak, chronological orderga to'g'rilab, chiroyli qilib organizatsiya qilib qo'ydida H bo'ladi bu javob.
Findings and possible explanations section is just about ready, but we need to practice it so we're sure it won't overrun.
I think it should be okay, but yes, let's make sure.
Xo'p, practice qilishimiz kerak, overrun bo'lmasligi uchun, overrun degan otda vaqtdan yetib qolmasligi, bir narsalar bo'lib ketmasligi uchun check the timing dedi. Shuning uchun ham G ni belgilaymiz, o'qishimiz kerak mana. So, the finding and the possible explanation is just about ready. We need to practice so we're sure that it won't overrun. It should be okay, but yes, let's make sure. Demak, check the timing bo'ldi. Qisqasi, overrun degan o'sha vaqtdan chiqib ketib qolmaslik degan javob uchun ham, overrun bo'lgani uchun ham check timing bo'ldi javob.
In the last section, relevance to the present day, you've got some good ideas, but This is where you need to move away from the ideas of others and give your own viewpoint.
Okay.
Move away from ideas of others and give your own opinion. O'zingni opinionini qo'sh, latta, sen nima o'zing fikr bildirmayapsan degan gapi gapirdi. Mana in the last section relevance to present day, you have got some good ideas, but this is where you need to move away from other ideas of others and give your own viewpoint. O'zingni fikringni berdi. Okay, we'll think about it dedi. Bo'ldi, tamom. Ketdi. Keyingi qismga o'tamiz. Section 4 ga o'tamiz. Section 4, questions 31 to 40.